Hello, boys and girls, how are you today? I'm gonna continue the story of Tangled. Flynn and Rapunzel ran as fast as they could through the underground tunnel and skidded to a stop at the edge of a cliff. Maximus, the royal guards, and the Steppington brothers were right on their heels. Rapunzel lassoed a rock with her hair, swam through the air, and landed on a rocky ledge. Flynn fought off Maximus and the guards with Rapunzel's frying pan. Rapunzel threw her hair to Flynn and held on tight as Flynn leaped off the cliff and swung right over the heads of the Steppington brothers. But Rapunzel and Flynn hadn't escaped yet. A dam suddenly burst, filling the cavern with water. A huge wave washed Maximus, the guards, and the Steppington brothers away. Flynn and Rapunzel ducked safely into a cave, but a stone column crashed to the ground and trapped them inside. Water rushed into the cave. Flynn cut his head on a sharp rock while searching for a way out. "It's no use. It's pitch black. I can't see anything," he said. "This is all my fault," Rapunzel said. "I'm so sorry, Flynn." "Eugene," said Flynn. "My real name is Eugene Fitzbert. I thought someone should know." Rapunzel decided to share a secret of her own. "I have magic hair that glow when I sing." And that was when she realized her glowing hair could light their way out. Meanwhile, Mother Gothel had found her way to the snuggly duckling. She had seen Rapunzel and Flynn escape into the tunnel. When one of the thugs emerged from the pub, she forced him to tell her where the secret tunnel leads to. She went there and waited for Rapunzel and Flynn. But to her surprise, it was the Steppington brothers who emerged. "I'll kill that rider," shouted one of the Steppingtons. Hearing that, Mother Gothel came up with a wicked plan. She offered to help the brothers get revenge on Flynn, as well as obtain something even more valuable than the crown: Rapunzel's magical hair. With the help of the Steppingtons, Mother Gothel would trick Rapunzel into coming back to the tower willingly. Soon Rapunzel, Flynn, and Pascal were safely back in the forest. Rapunzel wrapped her hair around Flynn's wounded hand. As she began to sing, her hair began to glow. Within moments, Flynn's hand was completely healed. "Once it's cut, it loses its power," Rapunzel said, trying to explain her hair's magic. "It has to be protected, that's why." "You never left the tower?" Flynn gasped. Rapunzel nodded sheepishly and then quickly changed the subject. "For the record, I like Eugene Fitzherbert much better than Flynn Rider," she said with a smile. When Flynn left to gather firewood, Mother Gothel burst out of the forest. She was eager to have Rapunzel home, but Rapunzel refused. "You don't understand. I met someone," she said. Mother Gothel told her that Flynn was only using her to get the crown back. Before returning to the forest, Mother Gothel handed Rapunzel the satchel and dared her to give it to him. Rapunzel thought she could trust Flynn, but she was also afraid of losing him. She hid the satchel in a tree before he returned. The next morning, Rapunzel awoke to hear Flynn crying for help. Maximus was dragging him away. Rapunzel quickly stopped the horse. "Today is kind of the biggest day of my life," she explained, patting Maximus on the head. "And I need you not to get him arrested just for 24 hours." Flynn held out his hand. Maximus pondered for a moment and then offered his hoof. The two shook on their truce. Hearing bells in the distance, Rapunzel climbed to the top of a hill. The entire kingdom was spread out before her. Rapunzel was awestruck by the beautiful sight. She couldn't wait for the best day of her life to begin. She sprinted down the hill with Flynn, Maximus, and Pascal close behind. The hustle and bustle of the town was the most exciting thing Rapunzel had ever experienced. She couldn't wait to see and do everything. First, a little boy gave Rapunzel a kingdom flag with a sun symbol on it. Then a group of little girls braided Rapunzel's locks and pinned them up with flowers. Now Rapunzel couldn't have to worry about people stepping on her hair. "Thank you," Rapunzel exclaimed. With her hair out of the way, Rapunzel followed the crowd to the town square. When Rapunzel saw a mosaic of the king and queen holding their baby girl, she was mesmerized. The baby princess had emerald green eyes just like her own. A dance honoring the lost princess began. Rapunzel and Flynn joined hands and were quickly carried away by the music. They whirled around the square, laughing and enjoying each other's company. Next, they ventured off to explore the town. Rapunzel tried on a beautiful dress, ate cupcakes, and made colorful chalk drawings on the street. It was the most perfect day she could ever have hoped for. As night fell, Flynn led Rapunzel to a boat and rowed them to a spot where they would have a perfect view of the lights. Rapunzel sat quietly, deep in thought. "What if it's not everything I dreamed it would be?" she asked. "It will be," Flynn reassured her. "And what if it is?" Rapunzel asked. "What do I do then?" "You get to go find a new dream," he told her. Soon hundreds of lanterns illuminated the sky. Flynn handed Rapunzel her own lantern. In return, Rapunzel took out the satchel she had been hiding all day and gave it to Flynn. She was no longer afraid he would leave her once he had the crown. Flynn tossed the satchel aside and reached for her hand. The two gazed into each other's eyes. Everything around them seemed to fade away as Flynn caressed Rapunzel's cheek. They leaned in closer until their noses were just about to touch. The end for part 3. We continue the story next time. Bye!